And thank you so much for this evening. We thank you for the many opportunities that you've given us here. Father, we thank you for the rain that you have given us. Father, we just ask that you would protect us, though, as the lightning looks like it may be coming in. Father, we ask again, as always, for your wisdom tonight, your guidance. Again, we thank you so much for your many blessings. We just ask that you would be with each person here. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Everyone may be seated. Madam Clerk, if we could have a roll call, please.
Counselor Irvin, Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Roberts.
Here.
Counselor Churchwell.
Here.
Counselor Kirkland.
Here.
Mayor Cochran.
Here. All right, Counselor Roberts.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes from July the 31st meeting, as well as approve them as written.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. I'm going to give that one to Walker.
That was a tie.
It was a,
You can have it. You can have it, Brad.
well, the good news is,
I don't know if that's
as
legal.
George W. would say, I'm the decider.
That's right, you are.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Anything to highlight here tonight that you have seen? I know we're paying the supplement for our high school principal out of this group. It should be in this list as well. And that is for a year for Mr. Turner, and money well spent. Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let the record reflect, we shall pay the bills. Coming down to enhancements, going to talk about farmer's market will be open tomorrow, 2 to 6.
That was minutes.
Yes, I started saying it. We just got a little confused there.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry. You're right. I did the minutes and I got ahead of myself. Counselor Walker, if you would. I'm getting ahead.
so the previous vote was for the minutes.
It was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll go.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $60,908.88.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
You do.
And I got ahead of myself, so I've already informed everybody on that. So
Well, I was trying to figure out. I thought, wait a minute, I don't remember having that in most minutes I reviewed. That'll be next time.
Understand, my friend. All right, any questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let the record reflect, the ayes carry. And now we can go to enhancements, talking about the farmer's market from 2 to 6 tomorrow. Don't miss out, lots of great fresh vegetables, candles, coffee from Barking Bee, and many other vendors over there. Always a great time. The Centennial Celebration is coming up. Allison, would you like to come up and speak to that, since you're so involved? That's coming up at the Rock School on August 13th from 10 till 4. Everyone in the public is invited. We will be having it in conjunction with the Rock School reunion that they have annually. So,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, before she speaks, is it appropriate for us to comment on any products that we might have gotten over at the farmer's market? Because I happened to have an encounter over there that was quite pleasant, and I just thought I'd mention it, but I
absolutely.
wasn't sure if it was
I was
appropriate to
gonna say-
actually voice on a private industry.
it is appropriate to voice on the private industry. What you got?
I was introduced to a key lime cooler is the thing over there from our friends at the Barking Bee, which I think you first introduced me to. And if you like key lime pie, I can say that I highly recommend going over and getting one of those. A friend of mine got me the first one, and now I've turned it into a habit. So it is a liquid key lime pie is the best way to describe this.
It is.
item.
It's
So-
fabulous. I agree. I've had it, as well as their iced coffee and everything else they offer down on Main Street, one of our local businesses, and we appreciate Barking Bee. They're
If
becoming
any
much more
other vendors in town would like to offer, another type of pie flavored drink, I'll be more than happy to go sample it and give them a promotion too.
totally appropriate.
Yes, so back to the Centennial Celebration. It is on the 13th. We're going to have a variety of activities for all ages. So we have our usual reunion crew who is coming in to have all of their fun. But in addition, if you've never been if you were not a student or have any family members at the Rock School, you absolutely should come celebrate what is, I mean, most consider the heart of our community. That building. We're going to have a play area for kids. We're also going to have a coloring competition. We will have a school store where everything's a penny. We're going to go back to 1922 and have a penny school store, so you can come spend your pennies in the school store to get any supplies that you might need for the upcoming school year. We will also have trivia and lots of historical presentations from the Pinson Historical Society. They've been working very hard to put together an honor place for the families who contributed either monetarily or building supplies or their skills to the actual building of the construction of the school. They're going to have a place to honor those folks as well as their usual really neat historical displays. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have Tom Bailey there. We'll be there with the newest edition of his book, Pinson Bicentennial History. So we're very excited to have that back in circulation and publication because it's been very hotly sought after. If you try to buy one on Amazon or eBay, it's $200, $300 a book. So we're very happy that I have that back. It's just going to be a fun, awesome day. And you don't have to come and stay all day. The 10 to 4, I mean, you can if you want to, absolutely. But it's very much a come and go kind of thing. Come experience everything, have fun, stop by when you can, because I know there's lots of other things going on around town that day, and it's close to when school starts back. But it's going to be a blast. We're really excited.
And my assumption is most of council will be there that day. We have other things to attend as well.
I just have one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there an age limit on the coloring competition? Because I've been working really hard on staying in the lines.
Absolutely
I'm gonna go
not.
ahead and proclaim Brad Walker is disqualified from the coloring competition.
Just see me. I'll get you a color.
You're out, Brad.
Doggone it.
All right, and outside of that, everything, the wonderful, wrapped up your summer reading recently.
Yes. I actually do have a handout with some stats. Do you want me to go into that now, or do you want me to circle back at the
Might
end?
as well go ahead and go into it now.
Okay, let me grab that real quick. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, the guys at our staff is not as big as some libraries, but man, they put on great summer reading program and activities for the kids. It's amazing what they do for the budget that we have.
I want y'all to know that the prizes they have over there, or they had over there this year for reading, were fabulous. I mean, I was shocked. I mean, they were giving away new books and nice magnetic bookmarks and DVDs and all kinds of cool stuff. So once word got out about those prizes, everybody started reading a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some really cool prizes this year. We just wrapped up our summer reading program Friday. Friday was our last event. We started on the June 4th. So I have a handout with you, but I'll just kind of go over it really quick. We had 607 registered participants in our program. That is a decrease from last year, but I think more people were probably traveling this year, vacations and things. But we did see a huge increase in our rewards that we gave out, those rewards for reading, 2,109 of those. We also saw an increase of the amount of books read for June and July. 5,518 books were read that belong to the library. That's not counting what people read at home, books of their own collection to participate in the program. And our event attendance, 2,949 people attended events or picked up craft kits in the library. That is a slight decrease over last year, but remember last year we did mostly all craft kits. And those were, 400 people a week were picking those up. So we had a lot more, most of our programs were in person this time, so we had a lot more in-person attendance this year. It was very successful in my mind. This was our first year, the full year, to have a dedicated youth services specialist since I was no longer in that position after I was promoted to director. Rihanna, she organized this whole thing, carried all, I would say 95% of the program out. She did a wonderful job. It was much easier on me to not have to do admin responsibilities as well as run an entire summer reading program. So I'm very proud of her and the work that her department did, the youth department, with this summer. And then we had a lot of pleased, not just kids, but teens and adults and everybody in between.
Well, like I say, I've had the occasion to see some of the events and blown away at what you guys do. With the budget you have, couldn't ask for more.
Yeah,
You
we're-
guys have any comments?
No, I've grown up in the library. Spent a lot of time in the Fultondale Library growing up with my aunt, and I do appreciate what you guys do. It's very important. In fact, I just bought 2 books to read for work this week, so I encourage everybody to get to the library and read.
We're-
Nothing better.
Yeah, we're thankful for our community partnerships that we have. We had an event at Turkey Creek Nature Preserve. We had several events with Parks and Rec at the Bicentennial Park. So we're very lucky to be in such a generous environment where everyone can help everybody and everybody can work together to the betterment of our community. So we're very excited about that as well.
And you had buy-in from our local businesses and stuff also?
Yes, we do have sponsors for the program. We had several sponsors all throughout the summer, and we're thankful to them. They help us a lot with the prizes, with purchasing prizes and those kinds of things. So yeah, it was great.
Fantastic. Anything else, guys? Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Also, on the 13th, the First Baptist Church of Pinson Daycare and Kindergarten celebrates their 50th anniversary at Bicentennial Park from 12 to 3. We have been asked, as a council, we have a proclamation for them, and they've asked us to present that at 12:30. So if you guys could plan to be there at 12:30, then we can come back to the Wright School, you know, back and forth, whatever we want to do. But that's the plan. So as many people on council that can attend would be very much appreciated. And then that evening from 5 to 8, they have a back-to-school bash, also by First Baptist at Bicentennial. And don't let me forget, one thing I forgot to mention is this Saturday, they have the Meet the Indians starting at 3 o'clock at the high school. And that's your opportunity to go visit with the high school players, get autographs, meet Zach Cunningham. He will be there in attendance. You guys may or may not know, Zach is the only player in Pinson Valley history to go on to an NFL career. He currently plays for the Tennessee Titans. He will be in attendance, and the occasion of that is to celebrate him, his career here at Pinson Valley, and to retire his jersey, which will be the very first retired jersey in the history of Pinson Valley that I'm aware of. So anybody that can attend that would be appreciated as well. All right.
What was that time?
That starts at 3, and our youth program will be attending that as well. Several of our youth program football teams will be recognized. The marching chiefs will be there in attendance, performing as well. So it's a nice introduction to the season. It's a little bit earlier than they wanted to do it, but they're working it around the bicentennial celebration or the centennial celebration, so that pushed them a week earlier than they wanted. But I'm glad that Zachary's able to come into town. Look forward to having seen him in about 3 or 4 years. So look forward to seeing him. He's got a beard now, in case you haven't seen him recently. A really big beard. He plays in Tennessee. I guess he's trying to look like a mountain man. I don't know.
Got to fit in.
Got to fit in. All right.
He has done very well in the NFL. especially
All right.
with that
And
contract.
movies in the park this Friday night. Glenda?
Yes, this Friday night, we're having the Wrecking Ralph #2. I've seen that once before. I'd love to see it again. It's a great movie. And the city is going to sponsor the movie in the park this weekend, and we're serving hot dogs, chips, and drinks. So we encourage everyone to come out and enjoy and watch Wrecking Ralph.
So what you're saying is if people come out tomorrow night to see the movie, not only do they see a movie, they get to eat a free meal.
That's right,
But
free meal.
I challenge you to beat that deal. Find somewhere around town that you can get a better deal than that.
Those are good hot dogs.
Well, we do have a standard that we require on our.
I know.
Cannot be the cheap ones. It's got to be good hot dogs. Give to the people. All right, then we've got trade days as well.
Yes, and Saturday is our trade days day on Saturday from 9 to 2. And we would love for everyone to come out to the trade days and support the vendors and have a good time, and hopefully we'll have some cool weather and everyone can just have meet and greet and enjoy yourself.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on. We got planning and zoning. I'd like to open a public hearing regarding the zoning classification change at 6984 and 6985 Joy Circle. Open that public hearing now. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak to that? All right, seeing none, I'll close that public hearing. And I would also now like to open a public hearing regarding a public nuisance related to overgrown grass and weeds at 4109 Powell Avenue. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to that public hearing? Seeing none, I will close that public hearing. Everybody on the council has a packet with photographs of the incident. This is the second time this season we've dealt with that particular property. All right, so moving on, Counselor Roberts.
Yes, in light of the conversation we just had regarding Joy Circle, I would like to, if I can find this right here, I would like for us to offer an ordinance 22-14, if accepted, to change the zoning classification at 6984 Joy Circle and 6985 Joy Circle to the residential medium density classification.
Yeah, all right, we have an offer on the table. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call for unanimous consent?
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Counselor Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland,
Yes.
Mayor Cochran.
Yes. Unanimous consent passes, and again, this is just changing it from its zoning that it had with the county into the zoning that belongs with the city after annexing a property. Any questions or comments, guys? All right, roll call vote on the main ordinance.
You need a second. I did not hear a second on this.
Did we-
I'll second, but
I thought we did have a second.
Okay.
Just in case.
somebody else second?
I thought we did, but in case, do we have a second on that ordinance?
You can have one now.
Well, you offered it.
You offered it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I spoke so long, I forgot.
You can't offer and second. Just,
Well, I'm very opinionated.
that's why we pay her the big bucks. Keep us straight. So you got your second now?
Yeah, got our second.
All right, roll call vote on the main ordinance.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Counselor Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland,
Yes.
Mayor Cochran.
Yes, and that passes as ordinance number 2022-14. And thank you, clerk, for keeping us straight, as usual. All right, and we also have another ordinance, Counselor Roberts.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we accept another ordinance proposed, would be 2022-15, which would allow us to change the zoning classification, again, of real estate located in the city of Pinson. What we'd like to do is extend a revisionary action for an additional 24 months until January the 1st, 2025, on some specific property. I believe it's at 7,000 and 7970 Highway 75.
All right, I have an offer. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, offer and a second. Again, this is just extending the deadline by which they have to break ground, because as anything would be dealing with government, sometimes things take a little longer, and we just want to make sure they have the appropriate time they need to deal with it.
We have some really nice language in here where it says to allow an additional 24 months to allow the applicants sufficient time to navigate through the federal and state, I think we should change to requirements for funding of the elder living facility. That is a really nice way to say lots of red tape and they need extra time.
That is a very nice way to say it. Although we attempt to move at the speed of light, we're also slow too. Not nearly as much as those guys, but we cannot move as fast as I want to a lot of times. All right, I had an offer and a second. Roll call for unanimous consent.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Roberts.
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell,
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland,
Yes.
Mayor Cochran.
Yes, a unanimous consent passes. Any questions or comments, guys?
We should, Madam Clerk, we can make that slight edit
Yes.
there. Okay, all
All right, and a roll call vote for the main ordinance.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell?
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Mayor Cochran?
Yes, and that passes as ordinance number 2022-15. Counselor Kirkland on the resolution.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution regarding a public nuisance relating to overgrown grass and weeds located at 4109 Powell Avenue.
I have an offer. Do we have a second?
Second.
Sound like you got it, John? Okay. Offer and a second. Any questions or comments on the resolution?
Well,
Roll
we gotta
call.
get these mowings under control is what I say.
Yeah, you know, like I've told people, they think we're playing. Well, we're not. Eric and his boys will get out there and take care of it. Roll call vote on the resolution.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Churchwell?
Yes.
Counselor Kirkland?
Yes.
Mayor Cochran?
Yes, and that passes as resolution 22-26. Moving on, we have a bid opening tomorrow for the new truck that we're trying to buy for Public Works. That'll be at 2 o'clock. If anyone wants to attend, you're welcome to. We'll open it right here in the front office, so anyone that would like to be there can be there. We've received our second tranche of, am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Tranche, language that nobody knew until a year ago. A tranche of American Rescue Fund money. This is our second installment, basically, and it's $844,868.99. You know, if I worked for the federal government, I might have rounded that up, not had the 99 cents, but that's me.
I agree.
But that has been.
Probably cost them $100 extra to make it 99 cents instead of 2 zeros.
It could have been. But that money, as the money that came before it, this council will see to it that is spent wisely and useful for the community. Also, we have a shred-a-thon coming up Saturday here on the grounds at City Hall from 9 till noon. There is no limit to how much you can bring to be shredded. The only limit you run into is when the trucks get full. So bring whatever you need to have shredded. They prefer that you take out gym clips and staples and things like that if you can. Make it as clean as possible, but everybody come on down for that. We've had it on our board for about 3 or 4 weeks and been advertising it through our social media and our website.
Yeah, you can drop that off on your way to trade days.
You can drop that off on your way to
Well,
trade
yeah,
days.
Brad, you're right.
Go down and see a hot rod at the cruise in, get a hot dog, buy a old radio or whatever, you know, lots of
Right.
stuff.
Perhaps get one of those key lime drinks.
And yeah, as a matter of fact, you will be able to get one of those key lime drinks because Bark & Bee Coffee is right in the middle of trade days on Main Street. All right, Counselor Walker, moving on to new business on an increase in pay for the Pilates class instructor.
Yes, I would like to make a motion that we increase from $25 to $50 per session to pay for our Pilates classes.
All right, have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, really by Roberts. It was kind of quiet down there.
Sound travels.
But I would say it was an emphatic second. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let the record reflect we will increase that on the next invoice. I will let her know.
We mentioned in the pre-council that the sessions are being heavily attended. And so it's only appropriate with the large crowds they have over there to adjust the pay.
It is, and that's what we hoped for when we started those classes. We now have Zumba classes as well. And so just offering exercise classes and physical fitness to the public at no charge, there's an awful lot of people that maybe can't afford a gym membership. And this gives them an opportunity to go over. You don't even have to own any equipment. They have it all there. And come get you some physical fitness. I have not attended the classes myself. I'm probably not a Pilates kind of guy. But maybe I need to start. You know, as a matter of fact, my physical therapist said, that's not a bad idea. I said, well, that's almost like telling me to go to the class. So I may attend a future class.
If you want to turn that into a social media event, I'm sure it will be heavily watched.
No, We will not turn that into a social media event. If anybody comes in with a camera phone, they will be taken.
Escorted out, okay.
That's right. There'll be no
That was
video
my next-
evidence of any of that going
That was
on.
my next question.
And the last thing we have on tonight is just a discussion about the PHCC basically ceasing to operate the building in Palmerdale and turning that over to the city to operate. The guys have come to us, they've given us written notification, we've accepted that, we've sat down and met and talked about what they've got in the pipe. We're gonna honor all that this year. We may revamp some things next year, but we're not gonna bother with that. At the next meeting, we'll have an agreement that Councilor Black will set up for us that allows me to rent the facility, if you will. We don't have to have it this meeting, but at the next meeting. We will take it over on September 1st. There's been lots of improvements in the building, lots of things that these guys really wanted to see done. And I think one of the biggest deals was some of the stuff we did you didn't even ask for because, well, I wanted, improving an entranceway and things of that nature. But getting that parking lot paved, I think it was important to you guys to see that done before you handed it over. And the work you guys have done over all these many years, and like we said, that all started back many years ago. Phil Sims, Patsy Shellnut, Grant Mitchell, and Doyle and Terry, and many other people that were instrumental in saving that building and making it work. We entered into a contract many years ago to lease the building for 100 years from the Board of Education, and then we turned around and sublet it to you guys. It's not going to be an additional burden financially to us because we already assume most of the burden of the utilities and upkeep and things of that nature. But to say it's taken an effort on your part and the amount of hours that you guys have given and the people that came before you, to say thank you is not even enough at all. And so I appreciate everything y'all have done. I know sometimes when we speak, it doesn't seem like I do, but I promise you I do. And I know all the guys on the council do.
Yes, we do.
Like I say, I remember the very beginning, and some people may or may not remember, but the original Butterbean Festival, when it got started, was put on by the PHCC. They started the Butterbean Festival, and they had a Miss Butterbean pageant. As a matter of fact, and I don't know if you realize this, but I'm the reigning Mr. Butterbean. They have not crowned one since I became Mr. Butterbean, so therefore, I go on forever as Mr. Butterbean. There is not a picture of me with a crown, though.
Well, we're gonna have
But
to fix that.
I never got my cape and my crown and saber or anything from Hoyt on that, but I think he likes it. I don't know. But the amount of good that festival has done and that the PHCC has done in our community, it can only be measured in heart. And the people that don't know, I hate it for them, but the people that do know, they all appreciate everything you've done. Guys, anything y'all want to say?
Well, if I'd have known that that paving thing was gonna run y'all off, I'd have drug that out for another few years.
It's already in the works before that was good.
Well, we had, Eric and I went through the building the other day just to assess some things, and then we sat down and had a meeting with you guys about what you had going on, not only with upcoming events, but also with building repairs and things that need to be done. And I asked y'all some historical questions to make sure that we don't want to step on any toes. Somebody asked about the quilting room. The quilting room will remain the quilting room. We're not, have no plans whatsoever of changing that. We do plan on down the line to maybe have more events there, like what we've done with the Rock School Center in complex over there. We're trying to increase the amount it's used. I mean, we're paying utility bills and things, and the public needs to know these facilities are there. So birthday parties and things of that nature may see an increase in that next year. We'll see. It's a very nice facility, and we had a couple of parties up there recently. And I don't know if I ever gave you the feedback from those guys that held their parties there. They loved it. They like, man, this is a great place to have it. And especially since we've done the parking lot, it's gonna make it even better. Anybody else, guys?
No, I
John?
just say, I think they have done a tremendous job up there. It's made them look good, made us look good, and a lot of people enjoyed being there. And I know some of you were talking about having a couple events, here a while back, and somebody had to go up there and have their events, and I was told later that they were glad they were sent up there. So it's just one of those things.
They were a little mad at me at first because it was my fault, really. But when it's all said and done, they were very happy.
Right.
They said, well, we're glad you messed up because we like this facility. But we're getting a lot better about our booking. We're going to centralize booking for pretty much everything in the city. By January, everything will get booked here in our front office and make it simpler for people to know where to go to get things done. And we have phone systems in place that are directing that now. There's a lot of changes, but a lot of positive changes. With that being said, I don't think council has anything else to add, but we don't hear from Shane Black enough.
You don't?
Now, realize this, that Shane is an attorney, and it's a great thing. It's a noble profession, usually. As my wife's boss says, as long as they're back in their coffins by sunup, they're okay. I don't say that. I'm quoting someone else. My daughter is also an attorney. But we appreciate we've given you a lot of work to do with the PHCC stuff, agreements and all that stuff. But do you have any updates for us that we need to know about from a council perspective?
No, sir. I would just repeat kind of what we talked about in the pre-council work session. We'll get together some documents, agreements. I see here I've got the PHCC rental guidelines that they've had in place up there. So I'll look at those, may make a revision right to that draft ordinance based on this, and then we'll begin to work through the agreements. So y'all have a document you can put into place to honor the existing obligations of things that are reserved.
Right, and what they have booked to the end of the year, my plan is to honor it as it's booked, as the price scale as it's booked. We may change some things around after this year, but for now, we're gonna honor everything that's already out there. There's no point in stepping on any toes.
And I would say too, Mayor, it may give you an opportunity too to standardize the forms that you're using for all of the city's rental facilities.
Indeed.
The park, Old Community Center, the Rock School, as well as this. So this may be an opportunity to kind of standardize some of them. I know that specific buildings and sites have some specific rules depending on, but this may give you at least the opportunity to have some sort of a master format that you can use everywhere.
And we're gonna count on you for that.
Well, we could do that, yes, sir.
We realize we pay you by the minute, I believe.
It's by the word also, so we better cut him off.
A lot of people don't know that. When you call your attorney, you're on the clock. That's just the way it works. It's the same way with your accountants. You call your accountants, you're on the
I
clock.
once worked with a city councilman somewhere. Every time he would ask me a question, I'd start talking, he'd say, tick-tock, tick-tock.
It's fantastic.
Has he fast forwarded you on?
Take out the stopwatch.
Well, and again, I reiterate to the public that there's a lot of things we may disagree about here and there, but we also like to have an enjoyable time in our meetings. We like to laugh and we like to cut up. There's nothing wrong with that. And Shane, you've given us a lot to laugh about.
Oh, my. Hey, I will say this,
I appear
too.
every 2 times, folks, every 2 weeks, same time, same place.
I was not going to say this obviously during the meeting, but now that it's a little loose, I would say when I opened up the packet and I started looking at these photos, at first I thought that was some sort of nature photography that was in your packet instead of this nuisance property with the overgrown weeds. I mean, if you look at that in black and white, I mean, doesn't that look kind of, it looks like nature photography. Yeah, in the black and white, it really looks like a print or something. So. But it needs to be cut. at any rate.
We'll let you take that with you.
Thanks.
Now that the hearing is closed, it's impossible for them to come back and use that as an argument.
That's right. We're
Well,
trying to
I mean,
have
I
our
was
own little
thinking,
nature
I was
preserve.
thinking open prairie in Wyoming or something.
Yeah.
And I say, well, we already have one nature preserve, we don't need another one. We're good. But I appreciate that. Anything else you guys like to bring to the table tonight before we go to public comment?
I just wanted to say, we didn't mention the time for the movie in the park, but it's whenever it starts getting dark. So just come and start and eat your hot dogs and enjoy yourself. And as soon as it gets dark, the movie will start.
Yeah, start gathering around 6:45 or 7, and give you time to get your hot dogs and et cetera. And visit with people. Enjoy your neighbors.
That's right.
We don't do enough of that. Let's do more of it. All right, anything else, guys? All right, and now we'll go to public comment. It looks like we may have one person here that wants to come up and speak in public comment. There may be others, but sometimes you just know. And when you get to the mic, if you would, state your name, address, what office you're seeking, what have you.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Sledge. My address is 1937 4th Street Northeast, Center Point, Alabama 35215. I am the new person at Alabama Power for Community Relations, so I'm your point of contact. So I just wanted to come and show my face. I met Mayor Cochran at the Clay and Pinson Chamber of Commerce a few weeks ago, so I wanted to come and speak with you all and just show you who I am, let you know who I am, give you my contact information, and just let you know that if you need me for anything, I'm just a phone call away.
We appreciate it. We do have a really good relationship with Alabama Power. Called on them about our lights over at Bicentennial, and they got a system installed that allows us to dim those for movies in the park. You guys are very helpful to all the municipalities, and we appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Y'all got any complaints? Because
No,
now she's
none.
the government representative, so
Oh,
if it's a problem on your street, don't hit her with that. Guys, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and I have
Anybody else?
One other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And Eric, this may be to you, on Miles Spring Road, as you come around that first big curve, I think that's some mobile power lines, mobile lines hanging down. If my husband hooks a motorhome rearview mirror on that one day, we're gonna drag it all the way, and everybody's gonna be screaming because they won't have service. So, do I need to call the, who do I need to call
Is
the?
it data line?
It's,
Communication line.
So it could be probably charter cable,
It's AT&T.
AT&T.
You're not wrong.
I've contacted them twice. Barry's talked to them one time.
Well, technically you're out of order, but I hear you. I'm not gonna make you get up. It's okay.
Technical issues, so.
Technically, we're dealing with technical issues. And sometimes AT&T is not as easy to deal with as Alabama Power. I understand that.
I
They-
know.
They haven't sent a nice rep like the power.
And if the line does get ripped out, they would assuredly come fix it then.
Oh, yes.
I'm not saying to hook anything, I'm not
It's
making
awesome.
any
Just
suggestions.
veer a little as you go by and. Yeah. No, I mean into it.
The garbage truck.
We're not making any suggestions to.
All right, now
destroy
the
anything.
now the attorney needs to interject.
Thank you, Shane. But we'll look into it. Eric and I can ride up there. I've got a couple of streets we need to look at tomorrow. If you've got time, Eric, ride around in the morning and look at a couple of streets that need some repair work. Wanted to get your input on that up in Innsbrook. Some of it off the parkway where the new construction doesn't interfere with going and getting some of this stuff fixed, but we'll look at it. All right, anything else, guys?
I'll wait till next time.
Okay. He's a little bit camera shy over here. Okay.
Not really.
Microphone shut.
Don't be microphone shy. The microphone is your friend. It lets more people hear you. All right. All right, well, we've got no more people for public comment, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, let the record reflect, the ayes carry. We are hereby adjourned.